Okay, we're still walking up this 5-minute stairway on the euro dollar coming into the NFP. So the sellers should be coming in at this bottom for a little bit. And so NFP's coming, and I had to get out here because I knew the sellers are coming in. And I just put a big grid down here. So I'm waiting for the news to come out. And if the market doesn't fill me before the news, I might cancel all these opens and then lay a new bed of orders in deeper. And I've got a really deep bank, so if I get stopped out of this idea, the markets are pretty deep. I think that's another problem. It's hard to realize that this is the 5-minute chart, and if you go to the next time frame up, it's a whole different world. And you can see back here, it's always going to be a good place to get in. So there's a big shift between a 5-minute world and a 15, just that alone. Now you go to the half hour, now you're going to take into consideration all of this drama back here. It's a lot more to think about, but you can see this is a painfully obvious entry, especially from, if you consider that these, this is the cloud, right? This is like a trail. This is like chemtrail trading, right? This is, instead of being a cloud, Akanashi here is you're trailing, and it leaves a market profile foot stamp. So any of these big blues become the places you got to think about. That was when people were getting crushed. That's when I want to get in. Same thing on these orange guys. This is these yellow ones. This is definitely the climax areas, and you can see I mean, you don't want to be shorting this unless it's on limits, because this doesn't mean anything at this point. It just means that that's going to be the place that when it crushes back through that pivot, that being kind of the volatility pivot, you could say. In other words, if you consider that the market's running so hard on this half-hour world that when these are all black, in other words, the smaller these trails, this chemtrail stuff, the vapor trail, you get a feel for, okay, well, you obviously cannot, if you're long, you have to just let that finish for the next 10 minutes, right? Because it probably we've already been to here, we're already sitting above this now. And a lot of people, believe it or not, they won't buy until it goes up. And that's another bizarre thing that I didn't ever realize, that not only are bears getting stopped out, people are thinking, oh, my MACD just ticked up. Everybody's in concert moving on this thing. Of course, in the end, it's all about how long is it going to take to get there. Now, the 4-hour here, so a real high probability for this to slam up to here and then rip back off of this 100 pip handle inside this about 20 pip window up here. So putting sell pendings up here, of course, I would put them up here just because when this news comes out, we could smash to this and rip back. So you have to think a little wider when the news is out. So you're putting in, say, I'm going to sell with a 30 pip stop, I'm going to try to make 60 pips in 1 hour. So I'm giving the market 1 hour to get up to this price, stop this guy out, and come flying back to here. Well, so what's the chance of that? And this is really the boringest kind of trading, but let's face it, if it comes to this round handle, who's not selling just past that? Now, I don't know if we're going there when NFP breaks here, and of course, I've got 9 minutes to cancel out all these orders because, if you're looking at this in the big picture, on the left side, or the right side, you can see what the scalpers are thinking. They're thinking, holy crap, I'm selling right now. So I went flat because, and some of these just disappeared because some of these only last 15 minutes. So this is what I'm trying to dial in, is this rhythm of getting in front of the market, But being able to walk away knowing that in an hour, I will not be risking anything. Or in 15 minutes from now. So it's kind of, the market's got to get there. We got to get there. It's got to happen. So it's a real fill or kill thing. But it looks like itching to pop. And maybe they pop this. Okay, here's two scenarios. I'm going to pop into this big fat pivot. Rip back. Or it's going to rip back and then pop to that pivot. But I'm not so inclined to sell up here at the moment. I want to see how fast we get there. I could put a sell that lasts 15 minutes up here. So if you're thinking in terms of that, you can write one of these tickets so that, like, here's an hour with a 20 pips stop to make 60 pips. Higher probability trade is going to be 15 pip stop, say with a 30 pip take profit. Here, 15 to make 25, 4 hours. That's not so bad, right? Yeah, you find a place to put on the chart here. Yeah, well, you got to put it up here, obviously. The last stop here is the black, so you have to look for this and maybe up here. So you put it on these. You only got a couple choices here, you know, and could you bounce off of that? And then you put another one, say here, and you just pepper the screen. Now this is like drawing with hatch marks and dots, you know, the old-fashioned stuff where they just sit there and dot it. So you're just placing all these orders in. And that's what you do, is just lay a matrix of orders, and you're kind of just, you're not in the market yet. You're waiting for this stupid NFP stuff. And I can also pluck these off manually, so I can go like this. I can just keep going like this and pluck off each one of these. Of course, this broker's very slow. And so we're coming into the news, 5 minutes away. I'm going to wait till they rip it back to the retest. And if they don't, I'm going to put in orders that last 15 minutes. But the spread's going to get wide here. And I don't want to get filled unless we come crushing back into this major support on the 4 hour. So I got the rear view mirror, but I do think we're going to pop up. I just don't want to have the spread torture me, and I can't see it right now. But okay, this should be a pretty. I'm just expecting a retest possibly, and of course then I put some insane deeps down here. Now this is a 50 pip stop here to make 100, because if we come down here we blow out that skinny bank. So if you're thinking in terms of where you're at pip wise, if you do, okay, there's 200 pips on the screen, you take this down to this. Okay, so now we're waiting for the news, and the spread should get pretty hairy here, and this should be quite the Donnybrook. If it doesn't go the way I'm thinking, I just have a couple cells up here, and then I put some cells way up in Disneyland here. Now on the daily, it looks kind of frightening, like we could just actually get up there and just shear these right off. You know, that's totally possible. Okay, so you got a few minutes here. I could also do a close all open and pending on this broker, though I think it may not work because this broker's so damn slow and lame that forget about it. Now this is what everybody talks about, is the news, and oh, the news is coming out. So this should be quite crazy. I think I'm gonna have to take these cells off. I think we're gonna go cleaning right up to the top here. So I'm gonna close these guys out and let the market shear up into Disneyland and then rip back, because I think we're gonna go to the moon here. Okay, well, here comes the news. Now the sellers, I would already be getting out if I was long, getting out here. But I'm looking for the psycho rip back. Getting in a dense pack here, about 50 pips deep, I think. Here we go. I think we're going to spike up hard. It's going to be quite the seller's dream up here. I probably, okay, now I can kind of gauge where I'd want to get it, sell this puppy. If I put in a scalp up in here right now, That's the only places I can see, actually. So I'm going to think about buying on pullbacks now. I want to buy here, and I want to buy here. 10 pips. Let's see what happens. I still got my monster order down here, and I'll risk 20 to make 30. And then I can just put in, now I can start putting in these monster orders like this. All right, now I'm going to risk 50. Right about, well, I guess I'm not going to have a chance, so. Oh well, there you go. Up, hard, brutal. Okay, risking 50 on this to make the 100. And then I'll sell at the top. This is the end of the this is it. The stock market, forget about it. Okay, look, they're going to come back and fill me. See? Now that's what I'm talking about. Right? Now we're going to put buy limits above what's happening right now. 50 pip stops. Now we're going to load the wagon. Down here. Coming in with 50 pippers. This is the half-hour chart. Now you're going to buy this pivot right now on a stop with a 50 pip stop. I'm going to buy all the way into this. Let them come down and fill me all the way to here. Put a 15 pip stop on these. And here she comes. Send it. NFP. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Send it, sister. Oh, yeah. Here we go, kids. Can you say retest? Okay, that's the edge of the market, and that's way down low. Whoo, doggy. Now, here comes the psycho retrace. Goodbye. Straight up. Always a big crowd pleaser right there. Getting it at this pivot. Gonna buy down here really heavy at the 100. So now you're just thinking deep. It has nothing to do with momentum at this point. It's just about if you've got enough money in your account, you're just buying like this, you know, 50 pip stops down here, 100 pips trying to make. I don't think we're going to make it down here, but well, we got 4 hours left. So here's the 5-minute view, and it's always exciting. You know, NFP is just, golly. I got trade wide. That's the moral of the story. Trade wide early and often. Okay, now we're going to buy down here. There's 25 pips. That's all I can afford. Think about. Okay, so we pushed it right to the edge there. Didn't get filled. Got filled on the other broker. Okay, let's go to the 5-minute. Go to the 1 minute. Possible retrace of 30 pips on the 1 minute. You have sell stop stacking up in here for an opposing move. But you also have your psycho deeps. Now here you're going to risk 15 pips to make 35, which is a higher likelihood. And you just put that at different order prices, levels. Now we get a first fractal on the 1 minute here. We're going to put a buy stop above this black. But I think it needs to be more of a, maybe risk 10 pips to make. Okay, maybe here. No, I'd say keep the orders in a pack down here so you know. This is more harmonic entry. We still haven't got filled on this, so we're going to get filled on this guy. And we could still take it down another notch here in the 1 minute. So definitely possible spike of another 40 pips down. Bam. Right. We have to wait for this to go down 20 more pips. And then we're going to put in a buy stop above potentially. Still haven't got filled on this limit. Okay. So, yeah, it's, you know, you made 50 pips on your sell stops. If you're running a trailing, so we had that spike coming into the news. Then the news came out, and now it seems like a big crush. And we don't much care about whether it was good news or bad news. We just care about, can we trade this puppy? Now here is the 1 minute, and this is the 5 minutes. So we didn't get filled there, but we're filled on the other broker. So we're going to wait and see if we get filled on this bank down here. Now, if that should happen, we're going to take all those losses. Now, you know, presupposing they just keep taking it down. Now, the daily view of this, your orders are deep enough where if you really go down there, really go down there, you're going to make money. Now, you know, certainly these 60 pip slam down here, I think another 60 could be coming. So, I'm almost tempted to cancel this order here. Not too late. So I'm in. I think we're going to go down another. We're going to go down here. So we're going to hit all these. And for the moment, I'm scalping. I think that if I get a bounce to a 10 pip bounce, I'm going to get out because it looks like they're just going to rip it. And the 1 minute looks kind of scary there. Like, this is just going to take it down, right? Of course, 1 minute, when these news reports come out, you know, if you're going to trade almost at the market, you're going to be on this Akanashi 1 minute buy, you know, take profit, buy, take profit, buy. Trailing sell stop stacking up in here. Thing comes whooshing back. Okay, now I think we could clean house down to the south side now. Possibility of a big plunge coming now. I'll get stopped out of this one, but I'll pick up this other order bank. I think I have a 25 pip stop on this. So we got to come down another 30 pips. Get stopped out of this, get picked up on these three. Now I can put a buy stop above it for a trying to risk, say, 8 to make 13 pips. Because at this point, we have our first kind of pause. In other words, is this a real breakout? Is this really going to happen? So if it really happens, then we're going to go all the way down to this big target that everybody's got in their mind, right? Certainly projecting off this on the daily, the under, this would be like the under trend line, the bottom of the channel. And so how long could we take to make it down there? Well, it's going to take a long time. Okay, so I'm about to get stopped out of possibly this order. Now, on this other broker, I just have to let it play out because I'm in too deep, and I put buy stops for the backlash. And I guess I'm just going to let those go. I hate to do it, but I guess I'm just, since it's NFP day, and it looks like it could be one of these days where they smash all the people stops here, and then you take out the high of the day, and you go up to here, right? And the whole thing happens in the blink of an eye. So all your pendings that you had sitting down here, you got filled on, and if you didn't sell it, you know, in other words, your sell pendings have to be up on this. This is the beginning of like if you're an Elliott person, this is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? This is almost a perfect wave count. 1, 2, 3. Well, because this is what do you call this? But certainly this, people have their stops in here. People have stops in here. If we go down here, I want to buy those stops. But I also want to buy this thing if it follows through the upside today. These will probably be terrible trades, so I might have to pluck off these top orders. So I just go to the price list here and I don't think I have any sells in here. I guess I do have some way up in Disneyland, but that's not going to happen. So the strategy today would have been either sell stops or buy limits. Or sell limits at the very top of that, and that's the other style of the auction is you take out the high of the day and then you take out the low of the day. Actually, take out the low of yesterday. So this is one of these brutal kickbacks. But I'm going to take all of these orders because now they're too old and they're too high for a stop entry, and I'll just let the ones that are flashing get filled. So as we come whipping back, I've only got 2 that could possibly fill going the other direction. So on the backlash here, if this is going to come retrace back into here, I can cash out, and that'd be the trade. So either way, right? If I had not sold this thing, had I sold too early, I got stopped out because my stop was too tight. And if, the other scenario, the people that sold into this smash, they could have stop and reverse orders down here. Or they could, okay, so now this guy here, I just scalped out of that 8 guy. And now I could go for the scalp right now, or I could let it ride. This is a 1-minute chart, so I'm going to wait about 1 more minute, and I'm just going to get out. And then I'm going to put in a retest order. This is a 1-minute NFP. If we come slamming back to here in the next 30 seconds, I think I'll be out. I don't know. If this might take profit for this order or the other ones, but I think I put a 75 pip take profit on that. So I'm going to wait about 15 more seconds. As we could come slamming back at any moment, but about right here's the 50 level on the just for this one account. Okay, so I'm just going to take that right now because I got to go with this other account, babysit it. And now I'm going to think about buying the pullback of that with maybe a 15 pip stop. So if I put an order at the, or even outside here, right? What if we keep coming down? So if this guy's out and he just made that many pips, right, in a very short period of time, and then just step back, Jack, because we could not be done going to hell. And if we get a black bar, we could put in a buy stop, or we could hit the button. But if you're binary trading this 1-minute chart, you can see certainly that didn't take very long to happen. I mean, the news has only been out for 15 minutes, but it seems like a long time because the 1-minute chart is so dramatic, and all the signals are there. All those trades you would do, they're all there. Boom, boom, boom. So there isn't like this. It's not like you. It distorts time, right? Because look how boring. And then here comes the news. And this is 10 pip grid, right? But now you want to think of a buy limit on this last known top now. So now you come back like this, and you're going to come back for the possible retest, and maybe put one here. So we may come crushing back into this, and it's ripe fertile places for people to think about, well, maybe it's, of course, 1-minute chart, it totally works, when the news is out, because, the resolution, this is like an explosion, and you're just going to see the whole drama unfold. And you don't have to be the guy that cares about the direction. Now, it was obvious I didn't want to be long coming into this thing because once they came up and did that, once this 5-minute stairway was over with, it was done with, right? It was game over. Yeah, if we go back to this 5-minute stairway that looks so wonderful, but see, they climaxed too hard out of that. And they came up and started filling all of these orders up in here. Okay, now I want to think about buying this one on a retest of the low of the day if we come back to here. So if we're not going to go take out the high, then I want to buy scalps down here. But you're always thinking outside of it. And then this was the ultimate. When they smashed it up into that pivot. Wow, they just ripped it back so hard. Okay, I still think we could go. I'm going to go to the 1 minute. And I'm looking to get in on this top becomes a bottom here. Or you could put a buy order here, but that's a little late for me. I'm just going to sit tight because it looks like they could blow out the whole bottom of this thing again. And I did put some orders down there. So another deeper move, and then we go up. You know, still got the stock market opening up. So I'm running the stock market here too. This is my gold trade that got sheared off, it looks like. I put some buy limits down here though. Now this is my backup plan for the gold trade. Is here's this 5-minute gold up, boom. So here's the big retest. Coming in gold. Okay, somebody be buying on this pullback now. I'm going to put a scalp just above where we're at, and I'm getting filled on the pullback into this top bottom on the 1 minute right now. So there you go. Now, I could scalp it on a retest of this high, or if my exit is that right now, I'd be doing okay on that trade. Now, same thing here, but I got the color wheel on it. So it's the 1 minute, and yeah, it's, you know, stuff happens fast. This whole thing could be back to fair value here and just be dead in the water by the end of the morning, but I definitely don't want to be selling down here. Not where everybody, for the people that think that at some point, this is a daily, you know, it's certainly the ripe zone. This is the big kahuna trend line that I guess we could say we broke back there. And this is the next one to break. But this is definitely this being the biggest pivot on the daily that proves itself to be a real pivot just because it comes off of this. And if we swoop down another 200 pips, it's definitely going to be another ripe buy zone. Still going to make it through this this fractal on the 1 minute though. So we just keep on slicing down, but we just put our orders super deep. Now we're 50 pips deep, 70 pips deep, 80, 90 pips deep, right? Are we going down there? I don't know. You know, this thing. And then this kind of rhythm method here on the 1 minute, you know, you're just getting everything done. You're trading for 2 hours, so you trade really hard through this this 2 hour period, and that's it, you're done. Now, here I could put a buy stop above this fractal. The only signal I'm getting right now. If I put a buy stop just for a scalp above here, or do I just sit in the one I'm at? So I'm already in. If it pulls down again, maybe I do put an order on top. But on the 1 minute chart, you're definitely running tighter stops, and you're thinking in terms of the next 40 seconds, the next 3 minutes, right? So you got a triangle there. Maybe that's not even a triangle. Maybe that's just nothing, but it's building this channel. So you're really thinking pretty quickly. This is like painting with paint that dries really fast. There's your 1 minute channel. So you could come down here again. And you're thinking in terms of that only. But you've got these mind-blowing orders down here that you're like, okay, I'll risk 25 pips to make 75 pips all day long down here. Because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you get in. It only matters, it matters where you get in. I mean, it doesn't matter, like your stop's tight. What are you going to come down there? Can you make a 35 pip bounce with a 15 pip stop down here? Say right down here. Probably won't get filled today. But this way, since I didn't put a buy stop here yet, and I'm waiting for this thing to walk down this 1 minute channel, wait for this thing to complete into a retest of this. We pick up more. And we're looking for it to go lower now. And the 1 minute we want it to go down. I'm putting in a buy stop on this this blue, and I'm going to put more buy limits below because there's a possibility that we could still come down right to here. Now I think we're going to go roaring up. 35 pips. I'm putting a buy stop above this 1 minute fractal, and there you go. So set it and forget it. There's nothing I can do now, and so if you weren't in for the 80 pip plunge, you can be in for the possible 40 pip retrace. I wouldn't say it's even probable, but it's possible, and what the hell. So we just walked down the 1 minute channel, and that's completed. Now we're looking for a rally off of this, or we're going to keep going down. So the 1 minute channel is going to stay intact. We're going to walk down into this price level. We'll get filled on these buy limits. And we just have to sit tight, wait for the stock market to open, which is really, I guess, getting obliterated here, like gold is. Now the gold retrace entries, getting in down here on the, in other words, if you sold, if you had a buy or a sell up here, and the buy limits are down here, so my stop losses, I can put some more in here. I could just these are, this is different. So I could put some right here and all the way down. So if I wanted to say buy gold down here today, if we make it, of course, on the monthly, you're going to think more like this, right? You can put orders down here, and maybe you don't get filled today. But yeah, we're definitely getting clobbered on the gold. Longs are getting clobbered, and the daily, we still haven't retested the all-time low here, so you could put some orders down there too for the people that are going to get stopped out down here. And just set it and forget, it looks like I'm getting a little buy signal on this. So I'm going to put a scalp in here to make 8 pips on this baby blue 1 minute chart. So here's the 1 minute channel. And at least this is a great day to test out a strategy in a very short period of time with baby orders. You know, these are 4 pip stops. So, you know, if we come down here, what's the chance you could get a 8 pip bounce down here? And then what's the chance you could get an 8 pip bounce down here? So I've been dreaming about these orders. What if you lay a grid in of scalps like this? So you're just saying, okay, I'm looking to make 12 pip bounce off this round handle. What if that happens, right? Okay, so let's get it filled here. So I'm long this thing, and I got another pending here, and I got the 1 minute channel running here. So we need to go up from here or go way down, fill those orders, and get out, because time's money. Come on, people. So either the retest here. Now I could put a buy stop above. I have to wait for this one closing candle to go down. So if I get a close lower, if they don't fill that buy limit, I'm going to put a buy stop above, anticipating this 1 minute channel is not going to last. Okay, so maybe we're scrolling out of it right now. So I'm going to sit tight, and since we're kind of back to the starting gate of the whole drama, if you consider this top here to be the new bottom, if this doesn't hold, then we are going to go down here, make a new low, and maybe crush all the way into here, fill that, and retrace. So that's also a possible scenario for today. So that's my thing. I just don't have anything else. I placed all my orders psycho deep, and that's today's trade plan is psycho deep. Anything could happen. I'm looking for the end of the world on the euro, and then I'm looking for it to go out and take out the high of the day. Maybe not. Maybe we're baked, but I'm looking for a retrace of 50%, or in other words, a retrace into almost the floor there. So I guess I just gave up my hope of that. It looks like we're just going to keep going down, right? Of course, this is the 1 minute channel. Let's not get too... At least make it a retest of this. I do think this is not inconceivable, and I do think it's just possible we could take out the high of the day, but now it's looking a little too dead, and it's just too much down now. So yeah, it's going to continue to, but I'm just going to get in psycho deep down here. And as long as I buy low, sell high, and I never get in unless I can afford it, and it's a really good setup. Okay, so I just got filled here, and I got stopped out. Now I'm going to put in some buy stops above this 1 minute fractal. It's about right. I guess I have to wait for it to close there. Got to come down one more piece. Okay, wait for the top of the hour. I'm already in, I guess. Anyways, I got stopped out of one of those guys, and I'm long the other one. So I'll go to this broker, and I'll just put him in here. Since this broker lets me trade inside the spread, I'm going to put my make 12 pippers here, and here's my make 55 pips if we go slamming north now. So the news has only been out for an amazing 25 minutes, and we've already built this cute little channel, 1 minute channel, but we have to wait for the fractal. Now we had the retest entries here, and this one I put in the order too tight on that, but we're just going to let this guy play out because we may come slamming down one more time. So NFP kind of wicked sell-off here. Possible retrace, take out the high of the day, but at this point looks like another 40 pips down. So we're just going to have to let that stop us out, take it down. Now we're going to get in on these insane orders. Now I'm going to lay in my timed out robotic orders. These things get in so deep, it's insane. Still looking at the 1 minute chart for a possible where we go flying up, but I don't think so. Now I think we go down hard. Another 50 pips. I'm looking for a 70 pip bounce now. Stopped out of here. Now I'm going to come on top with a 25 pip stop on this 1 minute fractal. In case we go up, but if not, I want to definitely get in. Now I'm going to really stack up on this fractal. This is the 50 pip stops on that. I'm looking for 100 pips the other way now. So look, they just retested that low. Got a 25 pip here, and now I'm going to put in a 15 pip stop here, and I guess I'll just let that one go. It's 25 pips of risk there, so What are you going to do? And I've got this big giant order bank here that hasn't filled. So if that fills, then forget about it. 1 minute channel still intact. Look at that. Still intact. So the market maker's strategy now is buy another 50 pip slam. Getting long on this fractal top here and a stop, flat the market coming into the next. Okay, it's half hour. So if I go to the half hour bar chart, that's the view, half hour. Still looking for a take out the high of the day. I guess I'm too optimistic. Looks like my only hope now is just to scalp this bank here. Here we go. Right to the floor. Okay, half hours done. Almost got filled on this bank, not quite. Now I'm putting in the backlash orders, stack them up on these fractals on the 1 minute. Stop entry, put some 8 pip scalps in, 12 pip scalps. Now I'm going to come in with, so I had this dream about this style of trading, and it entailed like having this thing drop literally every 50 pips you're dropping a node of, like, say an 8 pip stop, 15 pip stop. Right now they're like, so when you see it land on the screen, you're gonna see this thing, right, where it's insanely it's just like little fractal things. But now you have to write all that stuff into the script. Of course, now on the one demo, I can actually write about 20. I could put 20K in one button, but I'm gonna name it a whole different name, because you have to come up with a name for these scripts that makes sense, unless you just kind of want to risk 50 pips to make 100, right? So you're going to put all those orders in down like that, where you're just going to go, forget about it. When we get down here, and you got the scalp down here too. So you're putting in a scalp. Now, if this morning you had a system that dropped just these orders that were literally 50 to 100 pips deep with nothing but scalps and 50 pip bounces built in, master stop 20 pips, say. The worst stop's 20 pips, the best stop, say, 10 pips. There's a bank of 10. And you're in this thing, right? Okay, we broke the 1 minute channel. So the scalpers are going to be getting out. I mean, if anybody's buying this, trying to get in long, they're already getting out right now. Let's face it, right? The guy that bought here, he's already thinking, well, maybe that's a real breakout. So, the 1 minute view of this. And so this is the new pivot, right? So now you just, of course, you're supposed to be in sell mode here, looking for places to sell. Now here is the moment of truth. We just nicked the low by one thing, and now the 1 minute world. What's the chances we could make 5 pips going up here? So we broke the 1 minute trend line, and we're pausing. Maybe we flip up 8 pips, right? Then it's going to be the other kind of people step in, right? People that are like, let me see. Maybe the euro's not so bad at this price. So you can already see the attitude change on the 1 minute chart. And you scalp to the round handle. That's this big black guy. It's not so bad, right? A lot of people did that this morning. As soon as they bought down here under, if you consider fair value or psychological, people to get their brain around, this is certainly the big round number. And, a lot of people bailed right there. They sold there on the 1 minute. Boom, they nailed it. But yeah, having a 1 minute chart up and just having I guess you'd have to trade almost, just hand place it. Like, this will slow you down. I heard the guy say, you got to slow down. Yeah, if you slow down and you just trade super wide with whatever you can afford. And of course, the undeniable patience that it takes to wait for even a 1 minute chart, because on this pattern here, it has a resolve to it. And what's on the 1 minute chart's got to happen. It's got to happen just like what's got to happen on an hourly chart for you to stay in the trade, or for you to say, okay, well, looks like this is, you know, you can see when the trend traders are stepping on the 1 hour trains, and you can see when the 1 minute traders are stepping on the 1 minute trains. And but the stuff happens on the 1 minute chart. You know, just because the news is out doesn't mean you couldn't trade this stuff. I just trade, maybe just trade smaller, or trade with less orders, but it doesn't mean it's not tradable stuff. So now I want to put a buy stop above this fractal right here on the 1 minute for a, trying to make 12 pips off of that. So the market's quieting down here, and we're waiting for the Dow Jones up. Looks like we're still going to slide down. We're still going down. Okay, another house cleaning is coming. Looks like they're going to stomp the bulls here one more time, possibly. So is this going to be support on the 1 minute? So the channel that was resistance should become support. For the bears are projecting off of this lower trend line right now for their targets. So their targets are down here. And that's my entry as their target. If we keep on tanking, then I will buy this whole slew of orders without question, just because of the sure fact that in the end it's a buy low, sell high game. And for whatever time frame you choose to trade, you know, it's always the same pattern, it seems. You know, the same kind of story as far as all trends come to an end, even if they're a 1 minute trend. And then how do they resolve? And then what phase do they go through? And then when it gets quiet, now you've got the 5 minute guys are still in, they consider this to be a downtrend. So the first fractal entry here, this would be an Elliott wave. You know, after this walk down here, this correction, this is 1, 2, 3, right? A lot of guys are going to get out here as soon as it pops 15 pips. I guarantee it. I mean, they'd be like, okay. And then some people are going to, like I'm thinking, they're going to be along for the ride for it to take out the high of the day. Because when the Dow Jones opens, if the Dow starts to tank like a whore, if I go to the Dow Jones, it's up here. Okay, Dow Jones is kind of retracing a little bit here. So the Dow Jones did the stop hunt down here. And at some point, the Dow Jones and the Euro might sync up again. Of course, it's kind of funny when you think about that stuff, but you know, it was for the guys that buy low, sell high. On the Dow Jones today, you buy limits down here. But buy stops are maybe stacking up here for you, too, on those blacks. So you had two entry techniques there, and I don't know, they probably did the same thing they did in the Euro where they ripped it up and down. So, but here would be your trailing sells. And you just have to go to each instrument and hit the button. Here you got buy stop stacking up. Here you got buy stop stacking up. Here you got the buy stop stacking up here, and just whatever. Like this definitely looks like if you would want to buy this thing down here, right? I mean, it's just a stupid trade, right? Go to the daily, just put your buy limit down here. It's stupid, right? It's dumb. Just put a stop on that. Put a cluster in here. You also have scalps sitting right in here. Right in here, you got the scalps and you got the retraces all the way back in. So the whole trade plan's laid out. You make something on that pivot, on that reversal point. Okay, so here's the moment of truth on the 1 minute chart, and you have a fractal entry here. Your robot would have gone long, but I just went long on a limit there, I think. Or no, I put a stop in. But I put more orders deeper. And so that was, that's NFP. So you still have 20 minutes to go here to the Dow opens, and maybe you come back to fair value and then the Dow opens, or maybe you go up 15 pips into this last known bottom. So this, our last known pivot on the 1 minute is to come back into here. And right now, I'm sure that of course, here you would have just got filled on the buy stop here because you had a under 10 pip bar on the 5 minute. Like here's a 5 pip to 5. There's 10 minutes of entry here. 10 minutes of entry there on a stop, and then of course there's the mind-boggling shear of your brain. But if you had trailing cells that were left over from the last hour, you got filled on those. If you had at least some 10, 20, 30 pip take profits built into that. So we got a little pattern forming on the 1 minute, and we got to kick it up here. It's got to go up to this, revisit this in the next 20 minutes, or you're doomed. Actually, for me, the next 7 minutes. But to me, this has got to take this fractal out in the next 10 minutes, right? That's a 1 minute chart, for God's sakes. It's already gone down for 2 minutes. So this, you can't even see this on the 5, right? The 5 doesn't even, there's no fractal on the 5. We got our first glimpse of the trend change right there. So we're in early on that. We can either let that one ride, or we can just come back and we can dump out of it when it goes up 15 pips into where the sellers are going to come in. The 1 minute robot put an order in here because he got a very small black candle. He's in. And the 5 minute guys are like, okay, trend maybe going back up. And they're going to be dumping on this last known low. So you're 5x away from this chart. And we could still plunge right now. We could go zipping down like a mind-boggling amount. So that's always in the rearview mirror, is that you got some clown coming up behind you in a Mack truck. And so if you think maybe that's going to happen, you could always back these up and pull these back to here. So we only get in if we should go into Psychoville. You're going to get stopped out of this guy about 25 pips deep. So you don't want to buy any more until, if you want to always be in a trade of some type, a scalp, you're going to need to back this order up to where, so when this guy gets stopped out at 25 pips, this one's trying to make 70 pips, this ticket here, I think. Then you want to get stopped out of that, but get filled on this massive, blow your mind retrace bank right there. Now you can hand place that, and I just kind of just randomly put them in. I'm sure you could place them on fib handles if you wanted to get all fancy. Okay, so another buy initiated by the robot, 1 minute robot. Now, if you're trading at the market, you're hitting that button. You just, like, this is the only way you could trade at the market, realistically, right? Because you've got a, say, 3 or 5 or 6 pick stop, and you've got a 5, a 3, and a 10 pip take profit built into that key, and you just hit that key. You just walk away. They stop you out. You got to wait another 5-10 minutes to get back in. Now, this would be the exit for the 1 minute traders right now. Yeah, this story just unfolds so quickly. But look at this 4 hour world. I mean, look at these people. The buy limit guys are up 10 pips on the retest of the 4 hour painfully obvious bottom. So retester guys possibly made their 10 pips already for the day. This is getting kind of getting another possible buy signal here on the 1 minute. I guess we're at fair value for the very rock bottom of this market. Okay, looking for at least a 15 to 20 pip spike up. As the stock market opens, there's going to have to be a little bit of a reconciling here. And, a lot of people like me, are bullish on the, maybe I'm the only one, bullish on the euro, just because I'm always bullish on something, but I just like seeing it go up. And I'm thinking, wow, this thing's definitely ripe for a bounce. And but they could do some house cleaning today, and we could just get the bounce deeper. So I'm prepared for the blow your mind run, I suppose. Looking back here, where the party started on this big wedge down on the 4 hour, this is definitely the key. There's no doubt this was one of the ripest entries of all time. But now we're back in the 4 hour again. We may have to come and clean house in this giant vapor lock down here. So there is a bunch of stops stacking up here. And you may have to come down into this and clean house. I don't know, maybe the, come all the way back into here and then up. And then you got to think about your exit's going to be here then. So if you get stopped out of this one, and it does keep tanking, for limit entry strategy, you have to think in terms of, okay, well, let it go free fall for another 50 pips. I get in here and then I bail on the, so it's going to look like this. Strategy is you're buying these wicks all the way to here because there's a stop down here, and if they grab that stop too, then when this thing does retrace, it's going to take it all the way back to here. You cash out everything right there. So that's the that's that strategy, and you just have to let it go. Okay, 1 minute, guys. I'm putting in a buy stop above this fractal in case we go flipping up. And on this one, I'm still long with a 25 pip stop. I guess I just have to wait it out. Now the buy stops are stacking up on the 1 minute bot here, or you're buying, right? If you want to be conservative, I guess you would just put another buy that's a more scalp orientated buy just above, say, this fractal, or you wait. I guess you just have to wait. This is another problem. A lot of this just involves waiting because we really do want to make all the pips down here. So we come plunging back. Now this is the stop hunt for this. We could have had a buy limit here. We can also put one back there again. Maybe put one here. Market's calming down. And the 5 minute guys are still, they got filled here, but now we've got to have our buy stops in. So we're already long. It's 1 minute chart, for God's sakes, right? So we're thinking, we're trying to make 75 pips. And all these orders, right? This is a 25 pip stop on this guy, and you have to blow out. You have to come down literally to here. But then I'm thinking more, well, if we come down really deep, I'm going to put scalps in. Like here, high probability 20 pip bounce off of that without going down another 10. Sure, why not? Now, possible order placement here on this fractal. We got to go down and close and leave a zigzag here. Okay, now I've got a place to put an order in. So that's a set it and forget it order, and then we're just going to set another one on this fractal on this 1 minute. So if we go flying back, which it looks like it's not going to happen. Okay, we're getting filled on our limits down here now. We're going to get in on the 10 pip risk. I put mortars down here. Still long. And I'm waiting for this fill on the backlash. 1 minute. Okay, I'm going to risk 10 to make 20. Okay, if we come flying back, I'm in. I'm long. Now I'm putting psycho orders in down here. In case we take it down here today. 50 pip stops. Down here. 10 pip stops. Put a 20 pip stop at the current. Okay, now I'm gonna take a little more risk. Put 10 pip stops. Now I'm putting an order on this fractal. And this is the bottom that should hold. So to me, that's the pivot, okay? I guess I'm slicing it kind of thin, but let's face it, they took out this low here. They just took out the low of the day. Now there's a high potential for a rip back north, so I'm going to put scalps on this little baby fractal. And then I'm going to put a monster 55 pip winner here. Now I'm going to put a 30 pipper. I think I could make 10 pips with a 5 pip stop. And now we pull back the balloon to the launching gate, and I'm expecting a big rally. I guess I'm just too optimistic. It's definitely a problem. But if you're going to get in this thing tactically like this and not expose yourself to too much and look to buy this possible psycho plunge, you know. Okay, now I'm looking for the take out the high day. Maybe a little bit too late in the weather here. The stock market's going to open up in 10 minutes. This looks like the stop hunt that we had yesterday morning at this time of day. It's classic stuff here, but yeah, the 1 minute chart, a real chance to trade small, have fun, and test out your whole strategy in under 2 hours. Let's face it, if your MACD is on the 1 minute chart, you should be able to nail those trades. Sitting back and looking at a monthly chart at this point, or anything else, like if you didn't sell this thing, it doesn't mean it can't bounce. And if you didn't, it doesn't mean it can't go lower. So your backup plan is to buy lower, buy low, sell high. Always is your plan. And sounds stupid, or sell high, buy low. And it works every time. And of course, the patience factor, if you don't have them, you just go to the 1 minute chart. And none of your buy stops, if you would have had a buy stop, say 5 pips above, you wouldn't have got filled here. I did put my buy stops on this 1 minute fractal, but I got the 5 minute in the rearview mirror. On my first target, like the sellers did come in here. They came in on this bottom. So we had to wait for this fractal to play out. They did come in there, and they made their 20 pips. And the people that bought, they're buying this euro because it is plunging, so they put their buy stop here. They got nabbed, and they could be buying again with a stop here right now in the 5 minute. So realize that a lot of people right now in the 5 are buying, and they're putting their stop in here. But we're going to get stopped out on this 3K if we plunge again, and then I put in this monster bank. But we're just going to, that's pretty much the whole trade plan. The plan was to buy down here, but in the momentum of the 1 minute chart, once the 5 minute guys calm down here and we get a possible retest of this high, which is only about 8 pips north. So this was the retest we never got, and now there's a little baby vacuum forming up here, right? Looking to fill that possibly. And if that doesn't happen, certainly you got to figure people that have buy stops in this fractal, they're going to be getting filled. If that fuels the move on the 1 minute, then we bust through that. So we're at 5x here, and we're, we're kind of waiting again, sadly. And here comes the news. Here comes the cash market, and if the robot has buy stops stacking up on the 1 minute fractals right now, he's getting filled. Maybe he's taking 1, 2, 3 pips off the table right now. When it comes up into that blue void there, that's going to be another moment of truth. Sellers are going to come in on this double bottom in the 1 minute. So you can see them coming in here. They're cashing out. Possible pullback off of that right now. I almost feel like I'm going to do a bit baseball here, but seriously, you can trade the news. You know, of course, you're not going to, you really have to do it daintily, you know, small orders. But you could, you know, this thing could retrace 30 pips with a 10 pip stop, with 5 pip stops. You could have had a 5 pip stop here and made 10 pips. You could have had your order right on the edge here. So I chose to trade the stop entry fractal breakout of this 1 minute fractal. Okay, now we're coming into this zone where the sellers are going to come in. And we could take profits here with them and wait for a pullback, or we could let it ride if we already decided what's going to happen, or we just wait till 5 more minutes. We could probably make another 5 pips. And hopefully the robot has taken something off the table on this. In other words, if the robot's trading heavier when he finds a narrow bar, he sold this for a 10 pip down. Then he bought this. Now, the 1 minute chart is totally tradable right now. You could not think about this in the Asian session. You're just going to blow your brains out. The market's not moving enough. The market just plunged. What did it plunge? Like, I don't know, 70 pips here or something. But this is, you know, and we're just waiting for it. When the stock market opens, I'm hoping that this thing's going to be taking something off the table, or I'm going to have to take something off the table and put orders in for the retest. Because I can see the sellers are coming in right here already. So here they come, and they're gonna want to dump, pull it back a little bit. So we just need to wait another, and then this is the 5 minute guys. They already got their retest of this top, so a lot of people are selling right there right now. But this is the moment of truth. This is where everything turns, and yeah, that's how it is. It's a sad world of waiting and waiting and waiting. So yeah, it's an hour I've been going on this, but that's kind of, NFP is always a real thriller, and always a real contradiction for. It always can be a very auctionated situation where it's completely scatterbrained, spike up, spike down, finish unchanged for the day, and people are like, well, just a minute now. But I think for a scalper, you know, you're only looking to make 5-10 pips, you know, totally doable. And then your trading day is only 2 hours long, or, you know, maybe you leave some behind for the swing trade. You think maybe it is going to take out the high of the day. That's certainly my goal today. Is at least now I'm looking for just a 50 pip bounce. I guess if it would have happened, it seemed like it maybe would have happened in a flash earlier, but maybe this is just a creeper gear retrace, and it's just going to have to drift back to fair value, and then for whatever reasons, I'm about to get out here right at the bottom of the hour, just because it's the bottom of the hour. So some of this stuff I'll just be taking because the stock market's about to open, and maybe there's a short squeeze, and then it's going to really plunge. That's always a possibility. But we're in that window now. We're in that selling window where everybody went long. So this is a good place to bail and then do a reload. If it comes back another, say, 10 pips down, and look to have that the train to ride north. But you got still 1 minute here, so you've got to pop through this and clean out all the people that have stops here that are short, or just maybe your robot's still got lingering orders on these black ones. And in the 1 minute world, you know, it's pretty fast. You know, it's up 20 pips right now off of the century, so maybe close everything out. in about 1 minute, and then come back in. Now here's the first pullback in the 1 minute with the Akinashi. You're in the cloud, so to speak, right? Here's where it gets vicious, though. We could just come slamming back. We still got 1 minute before the Dow opens. So if I take all profits, or if I've taken something off the table here, I think I had an 8 pip. So I did have some mini take profits there, and based on the so if you zoom out one level now, you get a picture of this trend line broke, but it doesn't mean you can't retest at a lower price for the psychotic entry, and that would be where there'd be a serious divergence down there, and that's that 1 minute chart that 1 minute channel that and of course here was the channel within the channel. Well, there's another baby channel up here, I guess you could say, right here. Just this black, where it's all black, and you've got your first zigzags when it's all black, and that's when you walk down. So you broke out this, you walked down the 1 minute channel, and you clipped the trees down here. Now you've got the triangle forming with, and okay, so they just opened the stock market. Let's take a look at that. Now we have a high probability of a rally in the because the stock market starts to crash here. If you go to the 1 minute stock market, go to the 5 minute. So they went and tested the low of the day there. Now, if we take out the low of the day in the stock market, the euro could get a nice bounce, possibly. Okay, this is the moment of truth. Here is the 1 minute world, and this was the double top fractal entry, and here you would hold long because you have this color, and your first scalp target's going to be up in here, and hopefully you put in orders that are going to cash out up in there, or you have your targets up here. But this would be the first pop I would expect. And here's the daily view. So it's still below the low of a few days ago's close. So we're really in unfair value down here in this whole window on the daily. And there's the 1 minute. So we could probably go up about 5 pips here, right? And the 5 minute guys are already onto it. So they got on the 5 minute train there. And so the 5 minute train in the rearview mirror, when they turned color here, they went long. Okay, this is my first target. And then next target's going to be if we can come all the way up to, well, the floor up in here would be beautiful. And so we're just clearing that, and we got 2 more minutes to wait for this to complete this burst into where we know the sellers are going to be sitting, looking, thinking that they're going to sell up there. So that's going to be our exit, and then we're going to have to sit back and wait for the next piece of news. And we're almost ready to get out right now, but I'm going to wait 2 more minutes for a possible slam to this fractal. We've already cleared that window, and then bing bang boom, we're just out, and they'll let the other broker, the swing trading broker, let him drift through that whole swing and let him take advantage of possible 100 pip rally off of this low here. Now, if the stock market starts to take out the monthlies, which it's really close to doing right now, this is the monthly. If you look at the monthly, you're in total sell mode on the Dow Jones monthly. It's crazy. Once we start taking this out, there's a lot of stops sitting here, I suppose, right? Look at the weekly. So we just took out this last month. Now here's the big hunt down. And if you go to the 1 hour, you're flirting with it right now. And here comes the possible backlash on the euro that I was hoping for today. It still might unfold. Okay, 1 minute for the scalp exit. And I still got buy stops in this fractal up here in case we take out this 1 minute fractal and go slamming up into, just at least fill to here, and then maybe that's it for the day. And I think I have I went long here with a 50 pip stop. So this is one of my swing trades where I think I just, or this is yeah, I went long with a 50 pip stop there. I was pretty excited. But this can turn into a break even by the end of the day or slightly up. So this is going to be an engulfing day. Okay, looks like sellers are coming in. All right, I'm gonna wait about 10 seconds more, and I'm getting ready to get the hell out of this trade because it's taking too long now. No patience for these bozos. And we're back at the where the bottom dropped out. So it's pretty much, we have one pullback here. Here's the 5 minute rearview mirror. And we could slam down now. 5 minutes of Dow Jones. Of course, Dow Jones is right at the edge. All right, so let's wait. The Dow is sitting at the precarious zone of ready to just go to Disneyland. The scalpers got in earlier down here, but wow, we just made a new low. So here's the Dow Jones, flirting with utter catastrophe. I don't know what crude oil's doing here. I think I put it on my radar list. Yeah, oil. So oil's making a new low too, falling through the floor, and I think gold's probably tanking still. And let's see, gold's still in tank mode. Oh no, so my retrace worked out. I had buy limits down there, and so the capture zone was down here, and so that's how that works out. And that's what I'm expecting the euro to do, is what gold's doing right now. That's a strategy. And okay, we come back, we make pullback. So the sellers came in there. That was the scalper's exit right at this this bottom. They became a top. And now we're just going to hang in there for I guess the top of the hour. Hopefully we scalped out of something. Possible retests here. Here's the first place to start putting buy stops in. Or just let whatever we're in play out. Okay, so I think I've scalped out, and we're sitting in a 75 pip swing trade now. I think I've got left over. We could still think about getting in at a possible 20 pip slam back here, but I think that story's over with. So I'm expecting the euro to follow gold at this point. Since gold has engulfed on these limit entries, possibly going to take out the high day. If we can expect the euro to follow suit, and there's this big cavern on the north side of gold that's been forming painfully. So that could fill like a vapor lock, $31. Totally possible. And then, yeah, so euro pulls back here. Coming back to this scene of the crime here in the 1 minute. And looking for buyers to come in. I'm going to put in I'm going to put in, I still got I'm still long from here, so I can't add. That's 1 minute chart. There's a 5 minute, looking for top bottom in the rearview mirror there. So that was it. That was the scalp. This is the buy and hold. I'm getting a buy signal here, or at least a pullback signal, and it turns blue. And here the 5 minute says it's a go with limits on this pivot. If you're not long already, you don't want to overload the wagon. So if you're already long from this, you really can't add, you know. You have to wait for this strategy to play out because it is NFP. You can't put in too many orders. You've already got a massive bank of like insane orders in here. They coexist with your scalp strategy. You're buy and sell scalps. So you're living on this time frame here, say. Here was your buy stop stacking up, vroom. That's the 15-minute world. And then psycho spike up in here, whole different world. Slam back, but now possibly going to, well, high probability that we revisit this thing here. Not a high probability you make money on it, because if you bought here, you know, sadly, if you bought here with a stop here, looking to get out here, you're screwed. So it's all about where you got your orders sitting. And of course, these orders, had they ever got filled, I would expect the market to go vroom, vroom. Like, so the market's going to go vroom, vroom. You're buying this whole zone here. You're dumping here. Here you're buying here, and we're dumping here at the round for sure. If we let it drift, we could clear the trees and take out the high of the day. It's all possible. We've already done that. Taken out the high and took out the low of yesterday. And when it was going through this insane spaz, and this is what you would see a pin bar, you'd see a giant doji at the end of the day or the week or the month, you'd say, what the hell happened? Yeah, it's like, wow. And certainly 1 minute guys are just, so if you're sitting there with all your trade plans ready and you're ready to dump these orders in here, you know, you can really clean up for a short period of time. And you could also swing trade it, right? It's not like you couldn't do both. You just need to never put your orders closer than 50 pips. 150 pips away on NFP on the sell side too. If you had peppered this thing up here, imagine all you did was put in sell every 10 pips. I'm selling. You never got filled here, but these are designed with, say, a 20 pip stop, a 30 pip stop, but you're looking to make 70 pips. You're looking to make 80 pips. And you just grab those style orders, like gonna sell, here's a break even, 25 pip sell. You could have put it here, it turned it right into a sell. You could have them stacked up in here. So when it goes cutting through, boom, you're out 25 pips. They'd be sell stops here. But when NFP comes, you know, you got them all stacked up here. Same here in breakouts. You scalped it, but you're also thinking about what if it comes ripping up there, and then what if it comes ripping down here? So if you traded this bounce for 30 pips earlier, then you kind of dead cat bounce, and now there's a decent little rally, and maybe now we come up here, right? So that's going to happen. You know, there's the buy limit sitting here because this 1 minute chart, guys, you know, this is the buy limit. This is how tight they run it. And if you're sitting there and you're at your terminal and you're on the 1 minute chart, you're literally buying and selling, like boom, boom. But of course, you're making 5, 8, 10 pips. And if that's, you know, your style, but you could definitely practice on a demo. When the NFP comes, you just break out a demo, trade that 1 minute chart, write your scripts, and just nail it and see how you do. See if you're a 1 minute guy, or maybe you're a guy that just wants to put in this monster buy down here, go to work, go to your day job, and be like, yeah, man, if they ever take that euro back to, what is it? All right, where are we at here? 108.80. Could you please buy some for me? And so this is my strategy today. News has only been out for a little bit. Dow Jones stock market's only been up for 15 minutes, and I'm looking for a exit target of the the support becoming resistance, and the first target is definitely this. I'm about to get out of this thing at the top of the hour, hopefully, on some of these, just in the scalp world, because I did put it in the... I loaded up on this 1 minute fractal. So these guys should be cashing out. It's just as we pop up here. If we pop up there. Kind of tempted to just dump the whole thing right now, but always tempted to do that. Looking at that 1 minute. You can see the sellers coming in there. 5 minute. Okay, so maybe hang in there for until the top of the hour. Okay, so not in too heavy there. I guess we could always now it's the choice to put a buy stop on the top of this fractal. Should be closed down. So maybe we have to calm down and then we're gonna take off. Okay, we'll pull back. And the 5 minute guys have buy limits here, but I'm already long on that fractal, so I can't add. So I'm locked out of that trade. And that's the other thing, you know, as each trade unfolds and you're gauging how many trades you want to do a day and how big the size you're trading. If you're going to trade more K, then, you know, if you're really going to ramp up the account, maybe you want to have these only last 15 minutes. So if you get an idea like, you know, this looks like a good place to buy, but then 15 minutes later, it's not the best place in the world to buy. So coming in behind you, sweeping up like somebody, like your secretary, you know, sweeping up the floor after you throw all your crumpled papers of ideas, you have the thing here. So you're just, okay, 15 minutes on that order. And if they don't fill it, then, oh, whatever. And this way, you just kind of have a an exposure timing window, and you just, it's a 15 minute or it's a half hour. And the half hour trades, maybe you've got a wider stop, a 25 pip stop on the half hour guys, and on the 15 minute guys there's just a 10 pip stop, or an 8 or a 5. And if they disappear, those orders disappear, when you look at your screen you're like, huh, I still got my equity. So right now, maybe you got a buy stop here on this fractal. And this lasts for, say, 15 minutes. You put a buy order there. And then maybe nothing. Maybe you put a 4 hour order there. Or maybe you wait. Maybe you got a buy limit down here the last 15 minutes. And if you wait long enough, the 15 minute chart, you'll see a setup. I guess this was for the people that like to buy you know, a retest. This was their trade today, because you knew this price and you had a limit there, and bam, you made I don't know, 20 pips. And now it's boring, you know. You got to wait. Maybe there's no news. Here's your first chance to put a buy stop in on the 5 minute buy stop entry system. If you don't get filled in 5 minutes and you get another black bar, you put another buy stop in. It's painfully boring trading, to be honest with you. But if you can see all the trades on here that you would have taken on the 5, you can see they're all viable. And it's just a matter of reducing your target. You're only going to make 10 pips. You can risk 5, make 10. Risk 5, make 10. Risk 5, make 10. Risk 5, make 10. Maybe 20. Maybe you got built in some, like here. Risk 5 to make quite a bit. Not a lot of trades. Let me get a buy signal here. 5 minute. Okay, we got this confirmed pivot. We're already long, so we'll let it go. Target's going to be, now we'll expand our target to here now. And this is still going to be a place to get out, but don't forget the trend traders are in on the 5 minute now. They think it's a doable attempt for this price now, maybe. The bears say, you know what, we just got filled on this sell bot. They just got filled because they had too long of up. And this is where you get whipsawed, but as long as you trade wide, you'll never get killed. And you'll always make money from the market maker ATM moves. And people, I think, step in now. The news has been out for a while, and Europe's going to close soon. So maybe one more smash all the way down to Memphis now. And now we get filled on these limits. We get stopped out of this one. This is the moment of truth again. The window. So the sellers came in there. 1 minute chart. Double top. They sold. So we're going to buy. We're going to buy right here. Back at the starting gate, we're going to buy more. And we'll buy more if we come all the way back to here. I'm going to load up on scalps. And then I'm going to still keep placing orders here. I'll wait for one more down, and then I'm going to put in buy limits if I get a down fractal. Okay, I'm going to put order right here on this bottom. Okay, so we're getting the pullback, and we're all the way back to the starting gate. I need to see if we're going to get that rally. I guess it's pretty doomed now. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. So we're looking for the 5-minute fractal to hold here. I'll put a buy right there at that pivot, just above. Okay, now I'm looking for the rally. If it doesn't happen, I'm going to buy down here in case we go down here today. So you got to think deep. And okay, here's a possible buy stop, but I already got buy stops there, so I'm not going to let that. I'm not going to add to that. And I'm just still almost at break even on this order. Now I'm going to put in an order for the top of this fractal on the 5. So it's almost like still getting in here. Then I'm going to put another buy down here for a 75 pip bounce. Okay, now I'm risking 50 pips. And I'm looking for... So I'm really getting on the 1 minute stop bot here. Another retest. I got a 1 minute fractal here, I think. Not yet. Okay, now I'm going to put a dense order bank here for a scalp and a giant run. Okay, all the scalps go down here. And I'm going to put in the 100 pip orders. Uh-oh. Oh, no. I guess I hit the wrong button there. Okay, so now I got to... I'm waiting for the first down fractal here in the 1 minute. I'm getting these blues. Put scalps in here, and then I'm going to put in the 55 pip winner here. Okay, I don't know how that ended up running that. Okay, so here we go. Pull back, retest. Back to the starting gate. I get the 1 minute buy stop bot here. Still got orders down all the way to Planet Nebula. Here is the correction wave. So we're going to buy that. And we're going to buy the top of this 5-minute fractal. And we're going to put in buy stops here on this 5-minute fractal. The 1 minutes are blue. So we've got all these buy stops stacking up here. Okay, that was the retest. Right back to that fractal. Now, you gotta wait. This has got to just go screaming north for about... My God, it's got to go up now. Up to these yellow bars. We came back into where the party got started here on the 1 minute. And now we got to go screaming north. We've got to take out this 1 minute fractal now. So like I thought, the sellers came in there. I could have scalped out, and hopefully I had my scalps of taking the 10, 20 pips of that. Now we got a new trend line to break and a new support level we got to hold right here. Got to hold this. If we take that out, the sell bot's in force. So if we just get in structurally here, we'll do better. Because we know that people like to buy the retest, and so we can be those people. So we can do what other people do, and also be looking at the big picture of the 4-hour chart in the rearview mirror and realizing, well, the end of the day is coming, you know, and a lot of people are going to dump here on this 4-hour fractal, so this could be another 10 pips up and you're out, right, for the day. Or you figure if you bought this, you're up 10 pips. And maybe you let one of these ride, so you scalp out of some, let the rest of it just go. Okay, an hour and a half. Well, the news has been out for quite some time, I guess, but stock market opened up a half hour ago. Now we need some kind of dramatic rally here, otherwise we're doomed. We'll take out this support, and we're just going to go down the tubes. On the 5-minute chart, you're just going to go down. So what's the probability, and is the buy stop bot going to win this pullback? This is 1, 2, 3. We're just counting the next wave. We're only looking to be in the market for 2 hours, ideally. And this has taken all of 1 hour to plunge into previous support or previous market maker stop hunt zone. And we're retesting that on the 1 minute. We got a trend line here, break. Another half hour, maybe make 10, 20, 30 pips on the north side, or do we plunge to the end of the world and fill up all of these guys and play the psycho retrace strategy? And of course, here today, again, the 4-hour pivot is the sell limit orders stacked up in here. So you put a cluster in there with scalps and some broader orders, so you make money on the first burst out of the gate. But you just got to write all these scripts and just come over and place them all meticulously like you're just setting a trap. And this would be the bear trap down here. That's pretty much what it entails. It's not anybody can do this. Anybody can place an order in the market there. I think it's the patience of waiting for it to get filled. This would have been a ripper for about 80 pips on sell limits. This pivot goes back to the stop hunt that happened here. Look at the wick behavior here. So you got 10 pip grid. You're running 10 to 20 pip stops. You have a 1 minute chart for your momentum trading. In rearview mirror, maybe you got a 5 minute chart. Maybe you can't be in the market that long. You can only be in the market for 10 minutes. You can't withstand being in the market for more than 10 minutes at a time. So you just want to rob a bank. You want to take the money and run. That's your fractal. That's your entry. Boom. Here was your long today. You made, on this strategy, a buy stop on the 5 minute fractal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You had to wait about 20 pips there to make about, 20 pips. You had to wait a little bit. Now maybe you got buy stops running. If it's really going to go up, this would be the scene of the crime. We got to cut through north here. So moment of truth, top of the hours, just happened, I think. And so now these guys are getting the update. The half-hour fractal is still black. So you got buy stops stacking up here. Or at least you got protection from the sellers. So if this is a bear trap, the bears are going to have their stops in, and when they get squeezed, they're going to turn into buys, and maybe we come back into the floor here. So already on the guy that bought this, in other words, if you bought this top, this has got to be your target. So you're coming up on your exit right now. You had a chance to get out here earlier. And like I said, I didn't take that because I'm thinking if this follows gold's thing and the stock market does take out the low of the day, then it's going to be... Okay, now we've got to take out this fractal here on the 5. Got to take it out. Shear into this round handle, scalp out of everything. Or not scalp out everything, scalp out of the scalp guys, and like the other guys, let them drift. Okay, this is going to be the scalp at the bottom swing trade for the lingering orders. And this is the moment of truth. So is this going to be the auction retrace right now, or is this the pause before one more plunge? I think it's always like that. And having the patience to wait for something. I think sellers are coming in right here. So I could sell right here. Or I could just figure, well, you know what? Let this be a swing trade and let the scalps play out. Give it till the bottom of the hour possibly. Okay, now you got to take this fractal out. If there are stops stacked up there from the 1 hour guys. So let's see what the 15-minute guys are thinking. Okay, they just took out that. And the 1 minute guys are like, holy, and then they're selling right into this top. I put buy stops just about beyond that fractal. Now look at this wonderful double bottom, very tight, boom. Now there's really a lot of people selling right now, scalpers, obviously. And the swing traders are like, just clear this top here and let's just bust north. Let's take out this 15-minute bar, or this 1 hour bar here. Let's go screaming the other way. It's a crazy market maker stop hunt, and it's a bear trap. Or we just dump out. Now sellers are definitely coming in now. So I could sell right now at this thing. Or we wait and we pop through the top. And I don't know how many pips that is right there, but it's not many. Okay, so now I can scalp this with these two guys. Okay, this is the moment of truth. So we broke out of that. We had the robot got in on the 1 minute. He went and he got in on a buy stop there. He got in a buy stop there. He made that. He's out. The 30-minute guys still have their head underwater. They're still trapped in unfair value. So the question is, are we going to go up 20 pips here, smack into that, rip back, and then blow out the top? You know, that's the plot thickens. Okay, so we have to take this out, this fractal. We've got to go hit these targets and hopefully come up into the floor there that we took out earlier. These people are all bearish. Trends down. Here's the first possible top becoming a bottom right here. Breakout pullback. We need to blow out this top. If this is nothing but a wave 2 or wave 4, this is the correction to and the bar we couldn't get over was this one here. So the sellers came in at this pivot. This was the pivot off of here. They came in, they tore it down. They came in a little bit here. Now we're drifting. Now maybe we're running out of sellers. Maybe this low is going to hold here. A lot of maybes, but certainly 1 minute chart's giving you the picture of how people are thinking about, well, what just happened, and does it fit with their view of what something's worth? Do they want to, are the banks just bidding it down to load the wagon on the euro, realizing that as you're coming into October, maybe people are over anticipating the stock market sell-off and they're selling it off right now. And maybe you're going to get this smash on the Dow Jones today of we take out this low here. You go to the 5 minute. So we're flirting with, we just made a new low, but we're on the edge of disaster. A giant vacuum forming here. It's just insane. Certainly from any Elliott wave perspective, you have to at least say, if this is wave, I don't know if this could be wave. This has to be wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or this is an ABC correction. You've got, you have to count. The biggest wave is wave 3, so it always has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe takes us to here. All right, that's what you got to be thinking. And if you zoom in real hard, zoom in real hard on this puppy, and just see that we're just now below the low of yesterday, and this is a big problem for the Dow Jones and all the people that have sell stops, which most retail people would have. Okay, now we're on the 1 minute chart. We pull back. We could climb out of this pivot. This pivot's got a hold right here for us to blast through the high of the day right now. So this has got a hold on the 1 minute. So on the 5 minute, the 30 minute guys are I screwed that up. The 30 minute guys are still got their head underwater, right? So I can't get back to my other time frame. Okay, that fractal there was the sell fractal for the 15-minute traders. They're trapped. They're trapped underneath this thing. The 5-minute guys got a fill, and they're long. Hopefully they scalped out here. This has got a hold, or we're just going to go down. No, I'm just going to plunge. The stock market seems to be holding. Gold looks like it's going to go after the high of the day. Silver is on a tear. Silver's about to make a big, huge move here. Okay, they're retesting this. I'm going to buy on this fractal. If we go back up, it looks like it's lights out for the euro. Putting a scalp in above on that 1 minute. Maybe we ought to retest this again. So put some retests in here, down here. Those are pretty much market orders with this broker. Okay, 15-minute guys are winning. They're in blue. They're trying to take it down. 5-minute guys went short up there on that fractal, and for them, as soon as you take this out, we're going to hell. This fractal right here. So we're possibly going to hell. So I'm going to buy down here. If we can get a late day smash and grab, I'm putting 10 pip stops down at this round. Maybe too late in the day for that. Still long here. Okay. Pretty boring. There's the 1 minute fractal. Still waiting for this 5 minute to... Okay, waiting to put a buy stop in here on the 5 minute fractal. Or just get taken out. Down in Disneyland down there. Another moment of truth. I suppose there's some crude oil report coming out or some nonsense, so... Anyways, let me just pause it here. I guess I should have paused it, but... I guess I'm just thinking out loud on the 1 minute chart and just looking at the 5 minute for all these trade scenarios and how you trade around it. You either trade it on these fractals or you're trading it on these bars. It's a mechanical approach, but it is still the approach of saying, well, you know, when it ever comes back to this price, for God's sakes, buy me some euro. So this is like the big picture view of what is considered to be the tops and bottoms. This is the top, and this is the bottom. You're pretty close to the bottom. And if only for a 30 pip rally today, right? Only just to come back into this low. I guess was my trade. I guess we're still waiting for this trade to pan out. For the scalpers, it's been, you know, a riot, right? Because there's just buy, sell, buy, sell. But I say you got to be sitting there nailing the button. You got to be nailing the button. You cannot sit back and take a passive view of this market on the 5 minute chart. You'd have to be in and out of this thing, and you just have to wait to get stopped out. And if they take it back to here, if the market starts to really plunge, you just back this order up. This is a scalp, really. Just back it up to here. Yeah, so let them stop you out. And if this is really the this is 1, 2, 3, this is 1, 2, and we're going to get a big rally off of this black 5 minute bar, then it's going to have to happen. But you can clean up on a day like today for the scalps that you made a 30 pip bounce here, and maybe got stopped out if you bought, say, here. But if that's a 100 pip stop on that one, and you're looking to make 200 pips, maybe that one you let go because you based that on the weekly chart, and you looked at the weekly and you thought, oh my God, really? Like, it's so cheap. And these orders don't look so bad even on the weekly, so you can always check to see if it looks like a ridiculous order. Okay, so 5 minute has to play out here. I'm gonna come back, and by 11:30, if we're not back to here, then I'm just going to hopefully be stopped out of this thing before the weekend comes, and maybe get filled on this cycle plunge. The stock market's going through the floor right now, and please hold. Okay, that was a long break there. But yeah, so we didn't take out the high of the day, but we did do the retrace on the thing here, and we cleaned up all those pips. And on the, I almost got a slight buy here on the 1 minute. So what happened there was, and somebody called me, so I took a break there. But as you can see, the NFP was the retracement trader's dream there. And when we came under the floor here, I think it was on the half hour, and so this was the trap zone here, to trap the bears underneath there. And we came ripping back, and my first target was here, and my second target to get out of my longs was here. And then I was hoping for a blowout at the top of the day, but you know, once it got to here, this was where the sellers had their sell limits at that last known half hour top. And so I got out at their target. Not to say you can't take out the high of the day still. You got some time left. But anyways, that's my NFP retracement trade. So yeah, it finally happened. It was a little dicey down here. But here was the fractal entry for the 10-minute window on the buy stops. Boom, you made all those pips. You had sell stops running. I did sell a little bit at this top here for a little scalp, and that's all I got. Maybe there's a little buy stop stacking up here. But it's getting late in the day, and maybe we pop through and take out the high of the day today. That's still possible. But yeah, that was quite the... if anybody was trading with tight stops today... they got stopped out had they gone into the session. Of course, you could tighten up on the stops during this formation down here. So this was the triangle. This was the 1 minute world of a top becoming a double bottom. You get a formation on the 1 minute wedge, or this 5 minute wedge. A little bit less risky trading 5 minute. And then boom, up, and maybe one last, if this is wave 3, maybe there's one last move up into here, say. So there you go. That's scalping and trading and on a 10 pip grid with risk 25 pips here to make 75 and some change depending on how you would have scaled out of that thing. And on the 1 minute view, or the 5 minute view, here was the 1 minute. And the 1 minute, your entries would have been, you'd have to just buy at the market here on these pullbacks. Just nail it. Boom, boom, boom. You didn't have really a chance, and here's where everything shifted. And now it's kind of squirrely, but I will buy if we come retest. It's kind of like over. I think it's kind of going to just chop around now. But quite an amazing retrace back in. Overshot the runway, went through this floor. Possible rally left in here to take out the high. This is the 15 minute. I still am expecting to take out the high of the day. But my target was 50, 60, 70, 80 pips. And maybe now it's just going to be drift city. There was a buy here on the 1 minute bot. The 1 minute robot would have got in on these three, got chopped out. But if you had the 1 minute bot stacking up here, he just made 10 pips on that last. So maybe this is the last final move here.